Giles obviously took that kick to the house at Maryland. Do you feel
Yeah.
like it was a matter of time?
Yeah,
before
oh yeah.
he ran one back?
Yeah, it'll be a matter of time before he runs another one back too. Explosive, fast, really takes it ultra serious. You know, he enjoys being back there. Excited to have him back there and keep building on that for sure.
Things stand with Quinn and Jake. Harbaugh was talking about on his show Monday night, said he wasn't ready to say if it's going to continue going as planned or picking one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the same. We got two guys. They come and they perform and they do what we ask them to do. We really, there's 3 kicks that we should have made, right? Iowa, Illinois, Maryland. There's 3 kicks that we could have easily not kicked, but we want to kick those. We want to take the 58-yarders or the 55. We want to be able to kick those. So we got to make at least one of those, right? But we could have easily have not kicked those kicks and, punted or went for it like most other teams would have done, and then we wouldn't be 7-13, we'd be 7-10, right? So I think that both guys are still kicking and doing what we were asking them to do, and we just got to get a feel for it in game of who's hot and coming off the practice week and make those decisions.
Do you think it's difficult to put those guys in that situation when they're not in a regular rotation?
I don't know. They don't say it is, so we got to go for what we feel and what they feel. Maybe it might be, but again, we have 2 guys, and they both stay hot, they both stay warm. It's not like one of them's cold and then we're asking them to kick. They're both ready to go. They're both expecting to go. They know who's up on the drive, so it's not like, hey, you're up. It's done ahead of time. So mentally they know if they're up or not. So I think it's fine. I think that, like I said, again, we haven't been perfect, but we have 2 guys that are still, we think, are high-level kickers.
Why is it important to go for a 58-yarder at that? I understand that at the moment in the game, but in general, why try that?
Because we can make them. If you want to get 3 points and you feel like you can make them, then you want to have that weapon. So again, we still have confidence that we can make them. We've made them in practice. It's a tough kick, but if it's a situation where it's at the end of the half and you might as well, 2 of them were right at the end of the half. So, okay, well, what's the percentages? Can you make this kick and get 3 points, or is it going to be a Hail Mary? Or are there 10 seconds left that we want to risk something happening on the punt? Those are all things that have to be weighed out, but we feel like we can make them.
Michigan State runs a lot of trick plays on special teams, so how are you preparing for that?
So really it's about, we have to look at what our weaknesses might be and how they might attack them. That's the first and foremost. And then we have to look at what they do. Trick play or not, we got to prepare for everything. But yeah, we just need to make sure our eyes are disciplined and we're ready for anything that they can throw at us, and and be ready to understand the situations that they can throw them at us, and go from there. But it's really looking at ourselves and, hey, how are they going to attack any of our weaknesses, and then looking at what they've done and what their strengths are, and see how they can try to do something like that.
You guys have run a couple fakes. Michael Barrett, why is he so key and integral in this?
He's a former quarterback, Georgia State Player of the Year at quarterback, recruited to be a PP here. No, I'm just kidding, but I tell him that all the time. He's the bottom line is with fakes for us, it's like they have to present it to us, and we got to play complementary football, right? We're not going to get all carried away and just start, doing crazy stuff, But if they present the opportunity and our team presents the opportunity, within playing complementary football to the offense and defense, we want to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. And we've gotten 2 opportunities to do that, and Michael Barrett's executed them because he's comfortable with the ball in his hands.
How much time in a given week do you spend preparing for like a pump block kind of scenario?
So like when our pump block team is on the field?
No, like defending against a pump block.
A lot. All night. Me laying in bed all night. When I wake up in the morning, when I'm eating breakfast, pretty much every second. But with the players, whatever time is allotted to us, we have 6 phases in special teams, and, we're allotted, certain meeting time a day and certain practice time a day. So we need to choose what we feel like how we're going to be attacked and work on it. It's the number 1 phase, I'll tell you that much. Whereas if you divide the time, of 6 phases, it'll be the most prominent that we work on.
How do you, I guess, if you're like allocating practice time, how much time do you choose to spend on those things that maybe don't come up that often, but when they do, if you're not necessarily prepared for them, it can be like a total disaster?
Yeah, that's the beauty, I think, of organizing a special teams unit is you need to pick and choose, when you work on, when you allocate, how you educate the players. We do a cool thing where, we'll go through and pick all the crazy plays in college football that have happened the previous week and go through and I'll pick 6 to 8 of them and show them, which only takes 3 minutes, but at least they've seen those situations and whether you practice them or not, it depends on the time, who you're playing, what you have to prepare for in that given week on what they do against you. But that's the beauty of it. That's the fun in it. You gotta figure out how to protect against the negative plays, in special teams. And then you gotta be ready to go get the positive plays if the team needs you.
Is the Ohio lineman doing a cartwheel going to make it this week on the tape?
What's that?
The Ohio lineman that did a cartwheel last night?
I didn't even see it. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see it next week. Maybe.
Have
If
you
it'll
ever,
help us win.
have you ever used any Michigan State plays as your inspiration for those?
Michigan State plays.
Like special teams, trick plays type things?
We've practiced against them, for sure. Yeah, we've definitely, gone back. I want to be accurate here. Michigan State, 12 years ago, they ran a fake punt or something. We've seen it all. We've seen every fake punt that they've run probably for 12 years. We've seen all their trickery on field goal. Watch it all. Now, we're not going to practice it all, but we're going to make sure that we're aware of all of it.
Are they all different, Chris? Because, there's a lot that they've done over the years, but are they all different, or some of them repeat themselves?
No, the last 3 fake punts are exactly the same. Yep, they're the exact same one. The field goal stuff has been quite different. But they've run some different fake punts as well, but the last 3 have been the same. And again, opportunities presented themselves. They're not going out there. I know people are saying, hey, they're a trick play. They're not going out there doing crazy stuff for no reason. When you watch their fakes, they're executing them because the opportunity presented itself for what the other team was doing. It's smart coaching. It's smart football on their part, I believe.
We saw a different Lorky last year injured. What have you seen from him this year? What does he present?
He's a really, really good football player. Their offense goes through him. They've kind of adapted their offense in the last couple of years, and he's been able to handle that and still execute at a high level. He can beat you with his legs. He can make the throws. He's a player who's really capable of putting together a big game. I think they had almost 500 yards total offense last week. So he's a weapon for them. We need to prepare, with him throwing the ball and running the ball for sure.
What makes you such a good recruiter, and how much time did you invest in that during the bye week?
You saying recruiting-wise?
Yeah, recruiting-wise.
Yeah, that's a great question. What makes you a good recruiter? I don't know. I just am honest with people and just try to take the time to communicate with not only them but their family and everything. I like it. Maybe that's a big part of it. I enjoy getting to know different people and realize, hey, you might not get this guy, but you still can get to know them, and then who knows what happens in the end. But being able to just get to know people, communicate with them, be honest with them, show them what this place is, believe in the place that you're at, which I do wholeheartedly, believe in the coach that you work for, which I do wholeheartedly, and I think that comes off as genuine with recruits. Bye week, to be honest, I only went out one day, which is my least that I've kind of ever done, because this game is really important, and I really wanted to take everything serious and see it all, and I went out one day, but I took a lot of time at night to talk to recruits. So I spent some good time getting to know the younger class, the 21 class, having them call me and communicate with those guys.
A lot of coaches don't like recruiting. Is that something that you felt like was something that you could focus in on and kind of distinguish yourself in that?
I just always felt it was weird. Like, you as a coach or a people person, you're dealing with these kids all the time, every day. You're gonna know them, you're gonna know their families. You know, your livelihood is essentially in their hands, right? How do you not like recruiting them? Like, it's just, to me, it's just weird. It's like, when a guy comes in here, I wanna know how to coach him from day one, you know, how his mom, how his dad, how his brothers, how they operate, how he relates to them, because, you know, these guys are going to be his brothers, so how is he going to relate to us? What he likes to do, what struggles is he going to have? How do you motivate him? Like, how do you learn that if you don't like recruiting? You know, how do you get a guy to be successful early in their career if you don't know them because you didn't spend the time to get to know them, you know? So I just felt, you know, I like it because I'm a coach.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's odd when you see guys that don't enjoy it and like it. I mean,
How much do you keep up on trends, I guess, within, I mean, there's all this stuff, you know, graphics that, you know, are, you know, brought in, and I guess even the way that, you know, kids interact, and how much do you invest time in trying to understand, like, what they're interested in? Yeah.
That's actually a great point. I need to be better with all the social media stuff. So, like, I went completely dark social media-wise this year. You know, because it used to be like, oh, you got to get on Twitter to talk to these guys. Well, now you can text them, you know, so you don't necessarily need that as much, but it's what they're doing. So I made it a point that after the season is I need to kind of learn that just to see how all that stuff is. So I'm probably not where I need to be now in terms of all that, you know, social media and all the Instagram stuff they're doing. But that's a point that I've made to kind of get re-upped on that stuff.
Got time for about 2 more questions.
How much, just on a week like this when the weather sucks, I mean, how much do you guys practice outside?
I mean, Coach does a really good job of going in and out and being outside. I mean, it was great yesterday. I don't think it sucks. I mean, we're in Michigan. We're not going to say, oh, it's going to be warm. We're going to go out and we're going to deal with it, you know? I mean, I think that's important for the players, too. It's like, okay, well, it's cold out, so we're going to stay inside the whole time? Well, no, we play in Michigan. This is what it is, so go out there and enjoy it. I didn't hear one complaint. I didn't hear anything. We were in and out, and we rolled, and that's it. Probably could have dressed myself a little warmer.
No coaching shorts? Were you in shorts?
No, I don't mess with that. I don't understand that either. No, I don't want to freeze. Like, I want to have clothes on when I'm coaching.
So he mentioned, Jim mentioned after the Notre Dame game, they kind of embraced the rain, and that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
I know you guys had the ponchos and warm-ups, but I guess what do you guys do to make sure that they're embracing tough weather?
We just embrace it. They're going to follow our lead, right? I mean, I just thought, you know, I said to Coach after that game, it's like, that's the best we've ever, I actually said it to someone before the game. When we came off the field, I said, that's our best warm-up I've ever seen. They went out there and literally did not notice the cold, the rain, nothing. They just warmed up like it was nothing. And it's probably because we just embrace it. Like, oh, it's raining out. What are we going to just stay inside all day? No, go out there, throw the ball around, have fun, go back inside. Don't talk about it. Don't complain about it. Just go. You know, I think that's a big factor. And that's really, you know, Jim's personality, right? It's like, you know, he can walk outside and everyone else will be like, damn, it's pouring out. And he'll be coaching his butt off, not even noticing it's raining. You're like, does this guy even know it's raining and it's freezing? But the team gains that personality, right? The coaches, that's who they become. So we went out in Notre Dame and it was like, I don't even know if anyone noticed it was raining.
You
All right,
said,
last question.
Besides me, because
Right.
special teams, it's windy, it's raining. I'm like, I never used to have to care about this stuff.
you said you didn't do much recruiting last week because you wanted to, this is a big game. What are the layers that make this such a big game?
I mean, it's just, it is what it is. There's a lot of people that look at this game and say, well, we gotta win this game. It's a state championship, right? I mean, that's what it is. So, you know, you feel like you want to win it for the university, the alumni, the fans. Like, they make it a big game, so we got to make it a big game because it's a rivalry game. But more importantly, we just want to win it for ourselves. You know, we've gotten knocked down a couple times this year. We want to show everybody that we're standing, we're in the ring, we're fighting, we've gotten better, we've improved as a team. You know, we want to put another win on our record and then move on and do it again next week. So I think that's why it's more of a big game than anything.